Hey guys, this is All Stream That back with another episode of Farming Simulator 17, and today we're going to be doing beets, and we're also going to be doing some soy, and we're going to be doing those to feed our cows. They need the soy, they don't really need the beets all that much, so we're probably just going to give them the beets that they need to replace the potatoes. And this right here is the beet harvester. This is the cheaper way to do it. We have a harvester on the back, and we have a what's called a defoliator on the front. So let's go ahead and there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure everything is on and lowered. There we go. And let's go ahead and we're gonna do this first line ourselves. And just like the potatoes, the defoliator on the front takes the tops off, gets all the foliage off, and the harvester digs them out and then stores them. And it looks like this might get one line. We did fertilize these fields pretty good this time around, so we may get one line per harvester. That's really good considering how big this field is. Yeah, it looks like it might actually be about a line and a half. And we're not going to be doing beets very much, simply because they are not that much of a lucrative crop. Potatoes are selling for much more than beets are. So let's go ahead and turn this around, and we will get as much as we can in here. And I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to palletize this first batch. And we are just about done with the first little bit here. And there it is. So let's get out of here, and we want to go to that. Let's go ahead and take that off. And we want to grab our palletizer. Let's make sure that our pallet creation is off, otherwise it's just going to be creating pallets, and we do not want that. Let's get out of here. We need to put the pipe out on this. And how do we do that? Okay, maybe there is no pipe. Okay, so it's not there. It might be on this side. And we may have to physically do something in here. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's going to hit that. That's fine. And there we go. So let's see how much of that we can take in there. So that can take a full thing, and maybe then some. That can actually take quite a bit. Looks like this is going to create 3 pallets. I think a pallet is 2,000. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this right over here. And let's enable the pallet creation. So that was at 6,000. It is now at 4,000. So that's probably about right. So this should go down to 2,000, and then we should be able to get another one for 0. And that'll go right there. So we can get 3 pallets out of every full harvester with how much we fertilized. And that is not too bad at all. We will disable the pallet creation, and I'm going to put this away. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to hire a worker for the rest of this field. There we go. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hire a worker, and then we're going to go back and we're going to just hook up to our tipper that we've got over there. And then we're going to go and take a look at the soybeans that we have. And this right here should be our soybeans. And we haven't done soy yet, but you use the regular grain harvester. So let's go ahead and turn the harvester on. And that does not produce straw. Wheat and barley are the only two that do. So what this will do is it basically just blows everything out the back. And soy is fairly profitable, but it looks as though it does not have a high yield. So soy is one of those where if you have a big field, you could probably get away with doing nothing but soy on a big field. But on a small field with a small harvester, it doesn't look like it would be very profitable. And it looks like Helper J already has a full tank. So let's go ahead and empty him out. And we're going to empty him out with a tipper. And because the train station is so close, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to drop all of the beets in there for now until we decide where we want to sell them. And actually, let's take a quick look. And it looks as though the Goldcrest Pacific Grain, which is right across the road, is... Actually, no, that's not the most expensive one. Mary's Farm and Maplefield are the two big ones. But I think we're just going to go and we're going to sell to Goldcrest on this one. Just because it is so close, and as you can see, we do need some money. So we're going to pull that right there. And we're going to let him keep going by himself. And this right here is our wheat, and we want to make sure that we have the straw, and we do. So let's unfold the harvester, turn it on, and we're going to go ahead and get that going. And there's our straw, which we don't really need it, but we're going to take it anyway. So we have a lot of hay and we have a lot of silage down at our cows, and with this field right here we should have quite a bit of straw. And I think after this we probably won't have to worry about the cows for a long time running out of food. And Helper J is almost full again. So I think that's going to be the most annoying thing about the beets. And he's got a full tank. So we're going to go ahead and hire a helper for that. And we're going to empty him out, and I think we're just going to sit here and we're going to watch him for a bit. And I will be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so we have our first load of soy. We did not have a full harvester, but he's not yet done. We're just gonna take the soy up to our pigs, and we're gonna tip what we can into their trough. But before we do that, we are going to use our scoop that we have over there, and we're gonna basically clean their little area up. We're gonna scoop the stuff in, and then we're going to tip this, and then we're going to put the forks on, and we're going to give them some of the beets. And we might sell the rest of those beets, or we might just leave a couple pallets of beets just to kind of diversify their food a little bit. But that is basically the reason that I am doing soy along with the beets, is so that way we can take care of them. And let's actually, before we do any of this, let's go ahead and clean up their mess. go. And our bucket is 35% full. So let's go ahead, we will turn this around. Dump it right in there, right over the cow. And there we go, and let's make sure we have the right, should be the left. Let's go ahead and tip. And that did not get him quite full, did it? That did not. That's fine, that's still up above the potatoes. And we should have our forks right over here. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead, we're going to pick up this front one. This should be maybe a 99% full. Yep, that is 99% full, as it apparently did not have quite a full hopper on the harvester. There we go, and we will put that right next to there, and those are the ones that we're going to be taking from for the food. Okay, let's see where we're at here. There we go. And looks like we've got a couple of full tippers, or a couple of full harvesters. So let's go ahead and take care of those. Okay, so there's one. Looks like he missed a little bit there. Or actually, I probably did. That looks like that's the first one on mine. And then we're going to follow him to the end of this line. Okay, that is done. Now at 87%. And he is the one that is full. Let's come on over and we will take care of him. And we do need some wheat up at the pigs as well, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this right up to them. And it looks like our soy harvester is still going strong. I haven't received anything for him about being 80% full. And he may not even get a full tipper off of that. Or a full harvester. So let's see how full he is. He is only 33% full, so he won't get a full one. There we go, and there we go. I always do that with these. I always leave that a little too low so it doesn't steer. So we're going to take this back. And our beet harvester is probably getting full again. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take all of the soy and take that up to the pigs and then sell anything that's left after they're full. Helper J has a full grain tank, and that will be our soy, or not soy, but our beets. So let's park that right there for now, and there we go. So let's empty him out. There we go. I don't think we're going to be able to empty him out all the way. So we're just going to take these just right across the street here and sell those. Because we really need some money. And it is getting really foggy. And of course, Helper J has a full grain tank again, so we're going to drop these off and then run back to him real quick. And there we go, so we're getting some money for this. I don't think we're going to be able to get in the positive with what we have in this tipper, but it's going to look a lot better. There we go, that was $4,685. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to empty him, we're going to empty out the beets again. And then we're going to grab the soy and the wheat. And I think we're just going to sell everything to the same place today. So he probably didn't make it very far because we couldn't take a lot from him. And actually, the beets aren't that bad because you get a lot. You get a huge crop. And one of the things about beets is you don't get the, you can't use a beet for the seed like you can with potatoes. So that's one thing I really like about the potatoes is it's basically free seed. Okay, we're at 33% there. So let's go ahead and... Wow, that looks like it's already ready to mow again. Certainly doesn't take too long. It looks like he's pretty much done. So let's see how full this gets us. %. That is a very low yield, but a very high selling point. So let's cover that. That pretty much means that when I put the cover on these, it means one of two things. Either the harvest for what's in there is done, or it is a full tipper. And with that one, the harvest is done. So we're going to leave this right here. I thought he was full. Okay, so he's done. We're going to go ahead and we're going to... We're going to be washing these today. So the harvesters, when they're done, we're just going to pull them right over here. We want to make sure that we can get the harvester and the header because they are two separate pieces. Okay, he's at 75%. This guy right here is full. He's waiting on us. There we go. And our other guy has a full grain tank as well. So we're going to take this, and this should get us to 60%, I believe. So we're going to run this off. We're going to park that right there. Okay, he's full. So here's our tipper for the beets. I mean, at least the speed in which this harvester gets full justifies hiring workers, so that way I can keep him going. And it looks as though he's missing quite a bit here, so we're probably going to have to run through after him and get all of the stuff that he misses. And let's run our 18% full tipper of soy. And I think we're going to take that... Yeah, we're going to take it up to the pigs. If we don't get anything for this other than feeding the pigs, that's fine. I think the wheat and the beets are going to make up for whatever we lose in soy. And we have to keep our pigs fed because they make slurry and manure. So we want to make sure that we're not paying for fertilizer if we don't have to. And here's the moment of truth for soy. Are we going to make any money off of it? And it looks like we will. 10%. And of course we have a full tipper over there. So let's close that off. We want to return our scoop. And what I'm doing is every time before I fill their trough, I always scoop, so that way we don't have anything left in the scoop. And let's go ahead and attach that. And we have a full harvester again for the beets. And we should have almost a full tipper. So once this is emptied, we're going to go ahead, we're going to run this over and sell it, and then we're going to run the rest of the soy over. So they don't need any beets. And probably by the time we get back with this, they're going to be ready to empty the beets again. And then we're going to leave the one that we're using for the soy up here, so that way we've got two of them running for beets. And it looks like we're going to be looking even better after this. So after this episode, we should be in the positive for money. Probably not by a lot, but we should have some money. And both helpers are now nearly full. Your helper J. Your helper J is going to be full here any second now. There he is. So we're going to pull right in here. There he is. So financially, after this episode, we should be looking pretty good. So the price per unit on Beets is not that great. Looks like it's between $567 for the low and $799 for the high. Where we're selling it is $762. Or no, it's between $180 and $277. There we go. And that's not very good, but we get a lot of it, so. And helper G has completed their task. So they should be over here. Helper G was the one doing the wheat. And he should have his arm out, right? He does not. He was 80% full, but he didn't have his arm out. Oh, come on. There we go. And the beets are 80% full again. Okay, there we go. So that's 89%. And we do need some wheat at the pigs, so we're going to take what we can up there. And we're going to take him all the way over here, and we're just going to drop him right here so he's not on the road yet. We're going to empty out our beets again. There we go. He's now full. You can see his arm going up. And we're definitely going to go up behind him and clean everything out. Okay, we're gonna put him right over here. And we're gonna take the wheat up. And I definitely am going to need to invest in some bigger tractors. The biggest one I have is the one that is harvesting beets right now. And he's 80% full already. Okay, and of course, before we feed, we clean up so that way we don't overfill. Okay, he's got a full tank. Before we do anything with that, let's do this. We're gonna tip out to the left. There we go. Close the cover. Let's put that right there. Okay, we can drop that and then come back around and grab this. And here's our beets, and where's our harvester? And it's getting a little heavy to pull uphill. Right, there we go. So we're gonna close the cover on that one. Okay, we're going to take the wheat down. And then he is probably going to come back and take the beets out of the harvester. So I'm not sure what we're getting for wheat today, but we should be finding out if it's worth it. Okay, we're just going to tip everything out the back here. And there we go, we are in the positives. That's not too bad, 11,000 for that. That's pretty good. And I think we're going to be washing all of our trailers today too. And he's at 80%. And he's full. Okay, he's right over there. He doesn't look like he's going to be much longer. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take the soy down. We've got 10% in our tipper. It looks like Helper J is moving again, so he's empty. And I did not expect it to be this foggy this episode. So let's unload that and see what we get. Not very much. 4,000 for 10%. So a full one would have been 40,000. You know, that's really not that bad. So it's not a high yield crop, but if you get a huge field, you could probably make a killing off of soy. So that might be something that we're going to do later on, is get a nice big field and fill it with soy, and maybe with what we get, we could get a brand new harvester. Okay, let's see how far along he can go. Okay, he's already full. So let's go ahead and empty him out. And because we're parked in the way, we have to stay. Looks like the sun's starting to come out. Okay, we're going to move him right here. And let's take this 85% full tipper of beets. And then I think this one we're just going to go ahead and take down to be washed. And we need to move our harvester over as well for the wheat to be washed. There we go, we're getting quite a bit of money still. Not as much as we were before because I think we're saturating the market over there. Yeah, at the Goldcrest mill. Okay, 80% full. We're just going to leave that right there. Okay, and he's got to be up here. There he is. Nope, not quite there. There we go. And with that, we're going to continue with this one. And if our helper is blocked, it'll let us know. But I think we should be fine. We have a empty tipper sitting up there. Let's put that right there. Okay, I did not put my bale collector away. So I did a little bit of work while I was waiting for everything to grow. Let's put that right there. And we're going to go ahead and take him over. So I think we're going to have quite a bit of money by the time this harvest is done. I think even with feeding the pigs, it's going to be profitable. So we'll have more than enough to pay our workers. There we go, we've got almost $19,000 so far. And we've actually done close to 30 because we were about 10,000 in the hole when we started, and now we're 18,000 over. So that's a pretty good harvest, I think. And it's not even done. Okay, his tank is full. I think we could probably do with just one tipper up here. So I'm going to have him empty that. And we're just going to take him back and get ready to be washed. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to sit right here, and I will see you when the harvest is done. Alright, we are just about done with this harvest. After we empty his hopper, we only have that much to go. And then we're going to go and we're going to sell this. This is going to be the last trailer. And we're just going to follow him all the way to the end. And he has not completed his task. Okay, let's lower the harvester, turn it on, lower, turn on. And we're just going to finish for him. There we go. And we're going to leave the pipe out. So we can go right there and empty that. Okay, let's pull forward, pipe in. And let's go and sell this. We've had a pretty good harvest. I went back and checked how much we had before the harvest, and we had 10,736. So this is probably going to be around a $40,000 harvest. And I will see you when we get to the sell point. And here we are at the sell point. We are 74% full on our final trailer. And let's see what the final number is going to be. So that is close to a 40,000. That is actually going to be like a 39,000 or 32,000. Nope, 39,000. Wow. That's not bad. That's a $39,000 harvest with feeding the pigs and hiring the workers. So that was a pretty good harvest. I'm going to take everything down and give it a good wash. And I want to thank you guys for watching. My name is I'll Stream That. Hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications.